Hi everyone, welcome to day one of the Pilates Challenge. So today is just going to talk about a little bit about the fundamentals. We're going to mention what the powerhouse is, how you find your in and up, and then we're going to move through some basic movements. So let's start by lying down. And just going to take a moment to find our hip bone, which is the bony protrusions right on the front of your pelvis. And you're going to place the heel of your hand on those bony protrusions. And you're going to place your fingertips just on your pubic bone. So when your heel of your hand and your fingertips are in alignment, that generally means that you have a neutral pelvis, so that you're not necessarily tucking the pelvis, so your tailbone is lifting, which therefore your pubic bone would be higher than the heel of your hands, and you're not arching your back, where your pubic bone would be lower than the heel of your hands. So it's right in the center. We're also going to talk about activating the in and up of the tummy. So I want you to think that you're pulling these hip bones together. I want you to think that you're pulling them in to your navel. There's your in. This helps stabilize the spine. I then want you to pull that navel so deep to the back of your spine, and then you're going to take that and you're going to lift it all the way up through to your sternum, and there's your up. And this helps to find length in your spine. So you're in and your up helps to stabilize and find length. Nothing is pulling in so drastically that you're bracing so that you can't move. It is a gentle contraction. So just try that one more time. So you're going to pull your hip bones into your navel. The navel's going to pull down all the way to your spine, and then you're going to lift it. You're going to slide it up the spine all the way up to your sternum. And there is your in and up. You're going to come back into a lying position. We're then going to do some basic Pilates. So I just want you to find that in and up first, and then you're going to slide one leg in and then the other. Your knees and your feet should be hip distance apart. Your feet should be facing forward. You should find that neutral pelvis here, so make sure that you're not tucking and that you're not arching. Nice neutral pelvis. The arms are going to be down by the sides. I want you to now keep that in and up, the stabilization of your pelvis as we go into some knee floats. So the key here is to keep nothing moving in the torso. The pelvis stays perfectly still. It's not rocking forward and backwards as you lift the knee up. So you're going to have to stabilize the pelvis, stabilize the spine. Reach the arms down to your feet to help create a nice long neck. Pull that belly in and up, and we're going to inhale, and as you exhale, I want you to lift the right leg into that tabletop position, and then place it back down. We're going to go to the other side. The key here is to not let the pelvis or the spine react as you lift the leg up and as you place it back down. Just keep going, keep it slow and controlled. Last one on the left. And then place the legs back down. Hopefully you managed okay with that, and you could feel whether your pelvis was rocking when you lift the leg up and place it down. So the idea is keeping everything still and stable. Remember, Pilates is all about what's not moving rather than the body part that is moving. So it's about stabilization. Okay, we're going to go into some leg slides now. So find that in and up of the belly button. And then this time we're going to take the right leg and we're going to slide it along the mat. Again, not letting the pelvis sink to one side. So as the leg reaches along the mat, make sure that it's not dropping to the side as you take the leg out, and then think about contracting the stomach and pulling that belly button in as you pull the leg back. Other side. Left leg slides along, and then pull the leg back in. We're going to keep going with these, taking the leg out. If you have sticky socks on like me, the leg's not sliding quite as much as I thought it would. And last one on this side, on the left. Pulling in. We're now going to do knee drops. Now these are quite challenging because they really do want to tip your pelvis over to the side. So just take it as slow as you need to, and you don't need to take the knee all the way down to the floor. It's just about finding your end point so that the left, as you take the right leg out to the side, that the left hip doesn't react with you. Okay, so let's take the hands onto the mat. Really try to anchor the upper arm bones, the elbow, and the wrists and the fingertips into the mat to help stabilize the torso and the upper body. Pull the rib cage in. From here, we're just going to take that right leg, and you're just going to let the knee drop to the side, watching that this left side of the pelvis doesn't come with you. And then pull in from the inner thighs. Other side. So this time the left leg is going out, and you're trying so hard to not let the right side of the pelvis react. And then pull in from the inner thighs. And keep going with this. So I find the trick for this is as I take my right leg out to the side and pressing my left foot into the mat. Keep pulling my ribcage in and keep pulling that belly in and up. And then as I go to the left, I'm pressing my right foot into the mat. And up. One more each way. And you're going to have one side that feels totally different to the other, and that's okay, because we all have imbalances. And pull in. We're going to add in some arm floats now. So they're also called ribcage arms. So you're going to inhale, reach the arms down towards your heels, and then take them up to the ceiling. Let's just start with some shrugs. So let's first reach the fingertips up to the ceiling. And then exhale as you pull them down into the mat. Inhale, reach the arms up to the ceiling. And exhale, pull them down into the mat. Now please just be aware that your ribcage isn't reacting. So as you reach the arms up, the ribcage and the sternum want to sink into the mat. And as you pull the arms down, maybe the ribcage and the sternum wants to lift off the mat. Try to find somewhere in the middle with the ribcage and the arms. So the ribcage is sinking down, especially these lower ribs. So you're going to have to activate the upper abdominals to keep the ribs from flaring and reacting as you take the arms overhead. Here we go. We're going to inhale, take the arms back. Exhale, press something heavy to bring the arms back up to the ceiling. Inhale, reach the arms back. Be mindful that those low ribs are not reacting. Pull them down. Press the arms back up to the ceiling. Inhale the arms back. Exhale, press the arms to the ceiling. Let's go one more. Inhale the arms back. And you're going to press the hands all the way down so that they're just above your hips. You're going to keep the arms here, and you're going to reach the fingertips all the way down to the end of the mat. You're going to pick your head up, so you're going to use your upper abdominals. You're going to reach the head out in the opposite direction, and you're going to lift as you sink the ribcage down. So you're just coming up to your points of your shoulder blades, so the tips of your shoulder blades. Keep the eyes in the belly, and then lower back down. Do the same thing again. Reach the arms, press them down, the head, the neck, the shoulders, and the chest. Follow. Keep pulling that rib cage in. press the arms back up. Now be mindful when you curl up, that as you curl up, you're not tucking, so you're not squeezing from here and you're not hollowing out into the mat. You want to keep that neutral pelvis, that in and up of the belly, so that when you come up, again, nothing in here is reacting to the curl. Here we go. Press the arms, curl the head, pull that belly in and up, make sure that nothing is reacting. And coming down. This time we're going to go into the 100, so it requires a breath pattern and you're going to beat the arms. So here we go. Press the arms, curl the head, neck, and shoulders. Make sure that you're not tucking, that you haven't sunk in the tummy. You're going to keep reaching the arms, you're going to keep the eyes in the tummy, and you're going to beat the arms from the back. So it's a strong movement. You're pressing the arms from the back. We're not flopping. Remember, Mr. Pilates was a boxer, so everything is quite strong. We're going to inhale and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. Inhale and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. And come down. That was 50, I think. I'm really bad at counting, so it might have been 60. But we're going to do another set anyway. Take the arms up to the ceiling. Here we go. Press the arms down. Curl the head, neck, and shoulders. And remember, at any point, if you feel that you're getting a strain in your neck, you can always place the head down and just do the same exercise with the head down, being mindful that the rest of the body isn't reacting. Here we go. 30 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. And roll all the way down. We're going to come up to a seated position now. So you're going to roll over to your side. So you want to be safe. You get up. And then just push yourself up. And you're going to come up to seated. Okay, we're going to do what we call, first of all, we're going to start with some seated pelvic tilts, and then we're going to move down into what we would call a half rollback. So sitting up right on your sit bones, so those bony bits right underneath your butt. So you should feel them so sometimes it's easy to wiggle so you can find them. The hands are going to go right behind the belly of the thighs, and you're going to have wide elbows. And the shoulder blades just want to be gently drawn down the back. And the crown of the head lifting up to the ceiling. So again, you have that lift of the tummy. So the belly's pulling in and it's lifting up, which helps lift your whole spine. Keep pressing the hands into the thighs and the thighs into the hands. And I want you to pull the belly back so that you just come off your sit bones and then sit up nice and tall again. Press the hands into the thighs and the thighs into the hands as you pull back. And lift up. And you keep going. Press the hands and pull the tummy back. And lift up. Last one. Press back. Now we're going to keep rolling. And you're going to keep pulling. And you're going to keep scooping that belly out. And maybe you'll go down, you'll keep pulling until your arms are straight. You keep pressing the hands into the thighs and the thighs into the hands, and you'll get down to where your arms stay straight. You might not, and that's okay. We're going to hold it here. Now I want you to see if you can pull the belly in a little bit more so that you can get the back of those hip bones on the mat. And then from here, pull the belly in, press the thighs into the hands, and roll up, and then sit up nice and tall. We're going to keep going with this. We're going to do 2 more. So sitting up nice and tall, pull the belly back, going to where your arms are straight, scoop the belly, try to get those hip bones on the mat, and then from here, pull the belly in, press the thighs into the hands and the hands into the thighs, to roll back up. Last one, we're going to try to descend all the way down without collapsing. Inhale, sit nice and tall. Exhale, pull the belly back. Keep exhaling, the arms go straight. Find a little inhale, and then exhale. See if you can pull that tummy in a tiny little bit more, those low, low, low abs. And then see if you can just walk the hands down the legs and lie all the way down with control. Try not to collapse at the bottom. And the head comes last. I'm going to place the left leg, and you're going to press it down into the mat. You're going to scoop the belly to lift the right leg into tabletop. So nothing should have changed. That pelvis should be still perfectly still. Think about those knee folds that we did at the very beginning of the class. Reach the fingertips down toward the end of the mat. Press the upper arm bones and the wrists into the mat without letting that rib cage pop up. Keep pulling the ribs and the sternum into the mat. From here, we're going to do this thing called leg circles. So the left leg is pressing into the mat with all four corners of the foot. So the big toe knuckle, the little toe knuckle, the inner heel, and the outer heel. And then from here, this leg, the moving leg, is going to turn out at the hip socket, just slightly. And then from here, we're going to circle the leg without disturbing the pelvis. Here we go. Across, down, around, and up. Across, down, around, and up. So you go across the body, down, out to the shoulder, and back in. So across to the left shoulder, down, over to the right, and back in. Last one this way. And reverse. So we're going out to the right shoulder. We're going down, over to the left, and back in. Out, down, around, and up. So let's go inhale, and then exhale down and around. Inhale, exhale, down and around. And then place that leg down on the mat for the other side. So now we're pressing the right leg into the mat. And remember, it's about what's not moving. So what's not moving in this exercise is the standing leg, spine, the torso, the pelvis, the shoulders, the rib cage. Scoop the belly and think about lifting the leg and contracting the abdominals. Slight bend in the leg, turn it out at the hip socket. Press that right leg into the mat. Pull the rib cage down. Here we go. The leg goes across to the right shoulder. It goes down, it goes out to the left, and back home. Across, down, around, and up. Ooh, struggling this side. Inhale, and exhale. 3, 4, and 5. And reverse. We're going out, down, around, and up. Hopefully that belly is still pulling in and up. You're still pressing into that right foot. The shoulders and the rib cage are perfectly still. Last one. And bend that knee down and place it back down. We're going to roll over to our sides. You're going to push yourself up. And we're going to do rolling like a bull and a little bit of a child's pose to finish. So the rolling exercises are my nemesis, so don't judge me. It is one that I'm working on, okay? But we're going to start with the prep. So you're going to take the hands behind the belly and the thighs. You're going to find that little bit of the pelvic curl that we did earlier. So pulling the low belly back, and you should feel it activate. But you're still trying to lift up. From here, you're just going to find a little bit of a pullback. So pull back with the belly and see if you can just take the feet off the mat. So you're in this like balanced position. And you're going to hold it here. So the heels are squeezing together. The toes are slightly apart. My knees are in line with my shoulders. And I'm trying to think that I'm pulling my heels towards my bottom so that I get the idea of hamstring curl so that everything is active. By squeezing the heels, you should feel your outer thighs kick in. By thinking about pulling the heels towards your butt, you get your hamstrings to fire up. And again, I want you to think that you're pressing the hands into the thighs and the thighs into the hands. You can hold it here, or I want you to keep pulling your tummy in so deep that it pulls you off your balance point, and you're going to inhale and roll back just to the tips of your shoulders, the base of your shoulders, and then exhale, roll back up. Try to balance at the top. If you don't, that's okay. Here we go. We're just going to do 5. So inhaling back and exhaling up. For 1, for 2, for 3, last one, no, 2 more, 4, now it's the last one, and 5, and then hold, and hold, and place the feet down. Turn over, come into like an all fours position, heels together, knees a little bit wide, lift the belly, so it's like you're pulling the tailbone through your legs, arch up, and you're going to take that shape right back and into a version of child's pose. So the back isn't flat, it's lifted. The belly is lifting off your thighs to get more of a stretch. And when you're finished, roll up through the spine. And that is day 1 done.